Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays, and I'm in the Minotaur at tier 10 British cruiser. I'm on the map hotspot. It's a 3-point domination game. I'm also divisioned with a gearing and a booster. Each team has already lost a ship. There is one submarine around, and there are 2 enemy raiders. Well, 2 enemy raiders for certain, right at the Moin and the Stalingrad. We have no information about the Neptune so far. Now I've been detected, which means there's a destroyer. But, you know, I'm blowing a smoke screen, and now I have my booster join me here. And Raider said destroyer. So this Harugumo kind of screwed up. Oh crap, there is a sub. So there is a sub spawning right in front of me. There is nothing I can do about it because I don't have play. Well, actually, it might be on the surface. Maybe I could shoot it, but I'm too busy with the Harugumo right now. The thing is, I'm not detected anyway. I'm not pinged. And I don't have, like, depth charge planes. So we are going to take care of the Harugumo right now, and then we're gonna have a look at the sub. So there is the sub. Okay, I guess I could shoot it right now, and I probably should, but I'm panicking because of torpedoes. And I'm not sure if it targeted somebody else or if it just accidentally had the luck to nose-torp me with a lot of torps, but that was unpleasant. That was really unpleasant. Well, meanwhile, we've got 2 caps, so that's nice. Originally, my division mate and I positioned ourselves right next to C to help Viper, but it turns out the enemy never even tried. Like, the enemy had all of the ships that came to this side, just go 9-10 line, I suppose, including the destroyer. Which isn't doing an awful lot for them, right? Because while there's all this fighting going on... Oh, hello, Sam. So while there's all this fighting going on, we have the cap and we get the points, right? So all we need to do here is just basically delay, survive. So I'm launching some torps here that could hit the sub if it would actually surface, which seems unlikely. They could hit the Musashi if the Musashi actually pushes in. And I'm hacking my booster here for good luck. So the Neptune hasn't raided us yet. If that would have been a raider Neptune, we would have just sunk here, most likely. But as it turns out, I guess this Neptune doesn't have raiders, so we are fine for now. We are now in the smoke screen of our gearing, because mine was running out, and he provided a smoke, so we could just neatly transition over to that. Now the sub's still a problem, right? If as soon as we leave smoke here, we might be able to conceal ourselves from Musashi, but the sub would just keep spotting us. And then the Musashi would farm us if the submarine isn't doing it itself. Now I can't do anything about that sub, as I've mentioned in the Minotaur, right? My depth charges drop in the back of my ship. And in front of a Musashi, there's no way I can charge a submarine. So, yeah. Meanwhile, we can just get some shots at this Musashi, but the other Musashi is pushing through the sea camp. And smoke's about to run out, but mine is ready, so we can once again transition into the next smoke screen. The Musashi might be a problem, and, well, the Neptune could also be a problem. Like, the Neptune doesn't have radar, it looks like, but it still has Hydra. And if it pushes close enough on the other side of the island, it could Hydra us here for that Musashi. Now, I'm still hoping we can sink that soon, but obviously I have only armor piercing, and right now I'm also horribly angled to use most of my gun. Yeah, I have horrible angles to use my guns, let's put it like this. So I'm maneuvering a little bit because I'm getting prepared for potentially the other Musashi coming around. I've got a Hydra ready again. Now that's good news, because it will warn me of the submarine torps that may or may not appear at some point. Now, I haven't seen anything from the submarine recently. It's possible that it went just behind us and is farming like the Conqueror. So, speaking of behind us, there's an awful lot of our team, well, behind us. I'm not sure why everyone is so interested in the north, but it's not ideal for us. We still have B, and while C is contested, nobody gets any points from it. So we are still doing fine on points. The sub here briefly showed up. My division mate is trying to drop some depth charges on. Now the Rooster does have planes, so at least one of us can do something. But obviously cruiser planes for some reason are not as good as battleship ones. So there is that. Speaking of battleships, that Musashi is pushing in. I'm trying to spread out my troops here a little bit at least. We will see if I can get a hit into the Musashi. It's, well, I mean, it's getting pretty low anyway, so I don't think torpedoes are necessary. Meanwhile, oh, there are some sub-torps there. So it looks like Viper was trying to set another smoke screen, but he might have had to dodge some torpedoes there. So, submarine torpedoes. So that smoke screen didn't quite reach us.
Torpedoes astern.
And I think I'm just gonna leave it. The smoke screen still like blocks vision from over there. For example, if a submarine were back there. And speaking of a submarine, there are once again some torps coming. Okay, so far so good. Now there is a Neptune inside the camp. There is a poison pushing here from behind us. Now the poison's too far away to spot us anyway, but if the sub would see us right now, that would be an issue, because we don't know where it is. So I can hear a ping. Didn't see one. Now my division mate here is radaring, so we can keep vision of that Neptune. I'm detected, so I really need to angle. That Neptune on the other hand, it's fully broadside, so it's gonna eat a bunch of armor piercing. I managed to angle before the Neptune AP arrived. And hey, I'm getting another charge, and that's one less Neptune. So, oh crap, the sub's back. So, the sub here was briefly visible. Once again, there is nothing I can do. My division mate is able to drop some planes there, but, you know, nothing I can do. Now we've lost vision of the poison, which is a shame. It's coming this way, but I just have to guess when it comes around here with my torps. Maybe I should have used both launches here. I wanted to keep one, because it could be charging it, like coming around and going nose in, and then maybe I need those torps or something. I have a smoke screen ready that I can deploy, so it's now important that I turn away, right? I need the smoke screen to deploy behind me, so it immediately breaks vision. So yeah, smoke deployed. I'm launching another set of torps. I guess I should have used both sets earlier, but afterwards you're always smarter, I guess. So it looks like I'm getting like one torp hit, which is better than no torp hit. Also provides a lovely flooding. And if he damages guns now, maybe my booster can set a fire. We are also getting some pretty good hits there. Unfortunately, we are also losing vision because the poison is not returning fire right now. Meanwhile, we've lost all of the camps, so this is pretty depressing. Oh, the sub is surfacing. It's running out of life capacity. And there it goes. Now the problem is, there is still a Des Moines and a Stalingrad. And the Des Moines is like here on B side. No wait, there is no longer Stalingrad. Well, that's good news. Okay, so poison has peeked around. Our gearing is spotting it, and that's a poison derivative. Now we can take the sea cap. The problem is, points-wise, it's well, it's not looking good. And there is the Venezia and the Des Moines. Now, I'm just launching some torps here, and guess now I'm gonna shoot the Venezia. The problem is Venezia's sap is gonna hurt. I also have to make sure that I'm not giving any broadside to the Des Moines, and oh crap, it's torpedoes. I'm gonna take one. Now the good news is the Des Moines is no longer in a position to shoot me. The bad news is I'm actually still spotted. Possibly by the Yamagiri. And the Venezia might just come in. Now Venezia's reload isn't that great, which gives me an opportunity to reach the cover of the island before it reloads, hopefully, otherwise I'm just dead anyway. Okay, so I can keep this Des Moines hydroed, and the Des Moines can keep me raided. The thing is, nobody can shoot me, while I think some ships can shoot this Des Moines. Right now what I want to do is just keep this Des Moines spotted and stay safe. Now if a ship manages to sail too far south, they might be able to shoot me from like this area here. The Montana could be on this way there, but it shouldn't be there anytime soon, hopefully. So we'll find out how fast my team can farm this Des Moines. The Des Moines is trying to get into cover. The Worcester has some pretty decent shell arcs, but there are limits to that. If this Des Moines escapes my Worcester, yeah, then I mean the radar is now gone, but Des Moines most likely has Hydra as well. Exactly. In a piece of interesting news, it turns out the Yamagiri has sailed into my Hydro, although only briefly. But it does give us some information on where it's going. Now I have to be very, very careful here, because the Montana is getting closer and closer to getting those needed shell arcs. But yeah, we've got the Des Moines in time, I'm no longer visible, and now I can smoke up if needed. Now the problem is this Des Moines forced my gearing sorter in the bank. He couldn't like charge into B or anything while this Des Moines was radaring. But now he has the ability to move again and hopefully give us some vision. We have the Nevsky here coming in behind us. How well healthy? Nevsky is pretty healthy. Asuma is pretty healthy. And I'm pretty spotted. So I'll deploy an emergency smoke screen, hope that nothing farms me in a few seconds that I'm visible, and now we're gonna shoot the Venezia. Now the Venezia is close enough that if it fires its guns I can detect it through smoke. Also somebody else might get vision on it soon. So there is that. Now I can get quite a bit of damage into the Venezia. Also those orbs were easily dodged. Now we can see if we can arm this Venezia. I could potentially, I'm trying to go forward again and get some potential torpedoes off against the Montana. Well, we don't see the Montana anymore. It's also kind of sailing away, so I guess that's not gonna work. But at least we should be able to get the Venezia here, and then I can just shoot the Montana in a good old-fashioned way.
Torpedoes direct front.
And oh shit. So I was just reversing and I can't go into forward fast enough. Can I reverse fast enough? I'm dead. You know, I was a bit stupid there, because if I kept reversing, I was panicking, okay. So I tried to go a little bit, I mean I was caught while reversing, okay. It takes this ship a long time to switch from reversing going forward. If you stand still, it accelerates incredibly quickly. But if you go from reverse to going forward, it takes ages. So I should have stuck to the reverse, and I could have only taken one torp, and I would have survived it, as we saw. But I was an idiot. And so I took two, and I died. Well, now we can also speed the remainder up a bit. So I was an idiot. But we still have 4 ships remaining and the enemy has 2. The problem is the enemy has the points and there is barely any time left. Well, there's about 2.5 minutes left. So what the enemy needs to do to win this is basically survive. So what they are doing is the Yamagiri charged in between 2 raiders, the Worcester and the Nevsky, and got farmed. The problem is, we still gonna lose this on points as long as the Montana survives. So what's the Montana gonna do? It's gonna sail full broadside into A. Now it did get the Asuma, but if it went like behind A, there is no way for us to sink it. So what it went is full broadside in front of a bunch of torpedoes. And we... So... yeah, we are with the results, and honestly, I made a very costly mistake there in the end, right? By eating 2 torpedoes and sinking, I made it a lot harder for us to win this game. But thankfully, we got carried by the enemy Yamagiri and the enemy Montana, without whose efforts this win wouldn't have been possible. World of Warships. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I hope you had a few laughs along the way, and I'll see you next time.